is Linda Bedinger, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And today is one of my tips and tricks videos. I'm sticking with the bow theme, and today I'm going to talk about making double and triple bows. Now, you don't need any special equipment to make double and triple bows. You can make them on your hands, or you can use any number of these kinds of devices. This is one I ordered on Amazon, and there's also a little pink or white plastic one that has a few more of these little pegs and dowels. And if you're a crafty person, you probably could make one of these by putting together a block of a little bit of pine and drilling a couple of holes and putting a couple of dowels in. So that's what we're going to do. I have two ribbons today, a very thin, this is the 1/8 of an inch solid red ribbon, and real red, and it is called solid ribbon. Okay, anyway, it's a thin one, and I want to show doing on a thin one, and I want to show doing one on a thicker one. This is a textured weave ribbon, and it is in gray granite with this pretty little white border. So to tie a triple bow, I'm going to show on one of these devices first. You hold your ribbon down here. I'm going to turn this a little bit at an angle. I hope you'll be able to see that. And you're going to go around the back of the dowels. Now, you're making a double bow, and this around this end is actually represents your first loop. So back all the way across the back, and then you're going to wrap around the dowels in a figure-8 kind of configuration. So back and forth, and what we have there, if I come across here, is 2 loops on this side and 2 loops on this side, because this will make 1 loop and this will make 1 loop. And there you have the configuration you would need for a double bow. But let's just keep going. I'm going to go around one more time, and again I keep my ribbon on the spool until the very end and keep my ribbon straight, and I'm going to come down here, and here we've got the makings of a triple bow. So I'm going to turn that end loose for just a second and give this a nice big tail and a snip. Grab a hold of this again, and then what we're going to do is just tie around these pieces. And I'm crossing the left over the right and going under the ribbon and coming up. And what that's going to do is give us a beautiful little flat knot on that side of the ribbon. Then when you get to this side, I just tie a knot. So once around here and tie my knot. And you tie it as tight as you want, and you still have your basic knot on this side, or the flat knot on this side. Now at this point, this bow knot will slide a little bit so you can get it right in the middle of your work. And then what I like to do is to grab my tails and encourage them both to come down on this side. And there you go. All you then have to do is slide your ribbon off of the pegs, and there you have a triple bow. There's your 3 pieces here, and your pretty little knot on the front, that with a little glue dot behind it. And you can set your glue dot so that you can have it cover both the knot on the back and the tops of your tails, so you can get them going exactly the way you want them. And then trim your tails to get a nice little angle cut, and there you've got a perfect little triple bow. Now I'm going to show you how to do that on your fingers if you don't have a bow maker, and it's really very simple. going to leave my ribbon on here, and I'm going to use the bigger ribbon so you can see what I'm doing. I take the ribbon and put it across my fingers. Then it's just like using the dowels, except that on your fingers you go figure 8 straight away. So once here and here, and right now we've got the makings of a double bow, and to make a triple you would just keep going. But for purposes of watching what I'm doing here, I'm going to cut a pretty good end here. And what we're going to do is come in here, come across all of the pieces. And remember, always on this, you want to try and keep your ribbon straight and not twisted. So then I'm going to come all the way across the ribbons and come all the way down here, back through the back of all of the ribbons, pulling it around this way, and then pulling it up and through this itself. And this is what's going to tighten your ribbon, and you're going to end up with that beautiful knot on the other side. And the tighter you make this ribbon, going back and forth, determines how big this knot is and how tight your ribbon is. Then this slides off your fingers here, and basically you have the same thing you did on the dowels. So this now has a double bow and beautiful tails on this side. Let me see here, cut that angle like that, and a lovely knot on the inside. And so there, with a couple of glue dots, you have a beautiful, beautiful double bow to go on your work. And to make the triple bow, it is just the same. Let me get a length of ribbon out here. And I'm going to start again in my hand here. I'm going to start a little further back because I need more finger room to get 3 on here. So once around, figure 8, over, over, over. Now you can see I will have 3 loops when I come around on my fingers. Oops, I lost one. Let me move these over a bit so I have a little bit more room. There we go. All right, so I've done figure 8, and I'm going to give myself a nice big tail on this one here. And I'm going to make my last loop, and then I'm going to come around here, go all the way across the ribbons, all the way across all of them again, and up and through this piece here, which is going to give us our pretty little knot on this side. And I'm going to pull this across here, tight, take the work off of my fingers. When you're doing it on your fingers and you're doing triple loops with this big piece of ribbon, that's the hardest part. Okay, off it comes. And there we go. Now I've got my triple loop ribbon here, and this would be really pretty in like that lovely tulle polka dot. It's just so ruffly looking anyway. And then tease your tails down the way you'd like them to go, and trim off your ends. And there you have a triple bow. And you can do the same thing on the dowel by just wrapping around one more time. So I hope that was helpful. And now you can make double and triple bows with your equipment that comes with you. Or it's worth it probably to invest in one of these. I mean, they're not much. I don't think I've ever paid more than $10 for one. You can get them on Amazon. And it makes beautiful ribbons, not only for your paper crafting, but for presents and things like that. It's just, it's a nice thing to have, and to be able to tie bows well is just a wonderful skill to have. So there you go. Thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. I so appreciate it. And I'll be back more with more tips and tricks. I'm planning to put up one of these videos a week, and we'll move on from bows. I've got one more video, and then we'll move on from bows. So I'll see you next time. Bye.